Welcome to Stretchy Pants Yoga. My name is Emmeline and I'll be guiding us through our sequence today. This is a prenatal, postpartum class, or just a gentler class. You don't necessarily have to be expecting or have had a child to walk through this, but some of the cues that I will be walking through will kind of direct us to focus on the baby. If you are not expecting, you can just kind of replace those cues with focusing more on yourself, your heart, and your body. So let's all begin by putting our hands on our belly. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let everything go, pulling navel to spine. Inhale. And exhale. This is where you could ignite your Ujjayi breath, giving yourself a slight restriction in the back of your throat. I am feeling a little under the weather today, so I might sound like that either way, but it's allowing that restriction on the inhale and on the exhale to really find it deepening inhale and then elongating your exhale. So let's just do 2 more breaths together just to kind of focus in and get ourselves comfortable on the mat today. Awesome. And if anything throughout today's Vinyasa class just doesn't feel right with your body, I encourage you to really truly listen to your body and find some modifications or adjustments to find comfortability and safety throughout each posture. So let's go ahead and plant our right palm to the ground. You can bring your elbow to the ground as well, just really finding weight in your hips. As you inhale, reaching your left arm overhead, feeling a deep stretch in that left side body. You can slightly spiral your heart towards the sky on the inhale if your body allows. Let's take one more breath together here. And on the exhale, come back to center. Exhale again, planting the left palm, reaching the right arm over top. Really again, finding weight in your hips and your thighs. Take one more breath together in. And exhale, come back to center. Go ahead and come forward, coming to tabletop position. You bring your knees underneath your hip points and your wrists underneath your shoulders, really spreading your fingertips wide, pressing away from the mat here. We're just going to find some connection to our belly, just hugging the baby in, really connecting to all of our deep core muscles, our obliques. So on an inhale, really fill the belly. And exhale. Let's do 3 more like that. Inhale. Exhale, really pulling the navel up and around the belly, the bump. Last one. Awesome. On your next inhale, we're going to extend our left arm. Have your thumb facing towards the sky. And then we'll come onto our right toes, rocking back and forth just a bit. You can center yourself on your mat if that feels more comfortable. You can keep your back toes lowered or lifted here. And if you are lifted, let's go ahead and just pulse here for a few beats. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. From here, we're going to find a cactus arm while coming to a bit of a fire hydrant with our right knee. Let's do 5 of these. Inhale to find length. Exhale, bend. Really engaging your obliques. Inhale, length. Exhale, bend. 2. Inhale, length. 3. Inhale, length. 4. Really try to keep that right knee up. Inhale, lengthen. And last one, 5. Come back to a neutral tabletop position. Really catch your breath here. Depending on where you're at within your pregnancy, our lungs become a bit more restricted with just our belly and our baby filling up our torso. So you may become out of breath a little sooner than you might have normally. Let's go ahead and inhale, lifting the right palm, thumb towards the sky, really rocking back onto those left toes. Inhale if you choose to lift the back leg. And let's do those pulses once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Cactus arm and hydrant leg with the opposite side. Let's do 5 of these. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. 2. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. 3. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. 4. And last one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Awesome. Come back to a neutral tabletop. This time you'll bring your big toes together, your knees as wide as the mat. Melt your hips back to your heels, reaching your arms forward, coming to extended child's pose. Feeling your upper back body skin slightly stretch as you inhale. And as you exhale, slowly melting your heart further towards the earth. Just find some deep relaxation. And once you're ready, lift yourself back up. You'll keep your legs where they're at. Plant your right palm. Inhale, lift your left fingers towards the sky. I know for me personally, I start to feel it a bit in my hips once I reach that palm up. So just send breath to the hips. Exhale as you thread the needle, bring the left arm underneath the right. Come onto the left ear. You can continue pressing your right palm into the mat, or you can reach your right fingertips towards the front of the mat, whichever you find more comfortable. Really feeling a deep stretch in your left trap. Last breath in. And on your exhale, go ahead and lift back up and onto the other side. Plant your left palm. Inhale, right fingertips towards the sky. And exhale, thread the needle on the other side. Come to your right ear. Again, pressing that left palm into the earth, or you can reach the left palm towards the front of the mat. Keep in mind each side will feel different. So just have an awareness towards your body. Allow thoughts to come and go without judgment. Last inhale together in. And exhale, come back up. Bring your knees back underneath your hip points here. Move your hands one handprint forward. Have your pointer, index fingers facing the front of the mat, really pressing into the meat between your thumb and your pointer finger. Curl your toes under. Engage your core, really supporting your belly as you exhale. Lift hips up high and back into downward facing dog. I encourage you to pedal it out here a bit. Feeling a deep stretch throughout your calf, from your heel all the way to your sits bone. Slightly drawing your shoulders away from your ears here. Awesome. Once you're ready, come back to neutral down dog. Root down through your left heel as you inhale, lift your right leg high, 3-leg down dog. Act as if you're pressing that heel into an imaginary wall. Exhale, squeeze knee to nose and step up into a low lunge. I encourage you to lower the back knee here. If you have blocks, I encourage you to go ahead and grab those. They're not required, but they definitely do help with some stability if you have them on hand. For me personally, I like to come onto the top of the back foot just for a little bit more stability. Really, front knee stacks over front ankle here. Inhale. Inhale breath into that front left hip crease. It's going to feel a bit tight, especially if you are a bit later in your pregnancy or if you work at a computer, a desk, do a lot of sitting. Let's go through some cat-cows here. So exhale, round through the spine as you straighten that right leg. Inhale back up, rounding through the spine, opposite way. Don't stretch too far because you don't, just really feel into what your body allows and your abdominals here. Just go float through, straightening on the exhale, bending into that front knee on the inhale, feeling into your body today, squeezing your inner thighs together. And once you're ready, you can bring your blocks to the side if you have them. Lift up onto the back, lift your back knee, pivot on the back foot and really spiral your heel down. Inhale, come to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Front knee stacks over front ankle. If your left hip is rolling forward a bit, that's okay. That'll allow you to have a bit more support. Stacking head over heart, heart over pelvis, reaching your arms towards the front and back of the edge of the room. Really pressing into the knife edge of that back foot. Inhale, reach your torso forward. Exhale, extended side angle, arms to 6 and 12, or your top arm can reach towards the front of the mat. You use a bit of resistance to press that right elbow into that right knee or right wrist, depending on where your body lands. Continue squeezing the thighs together here. Gaze can be towards the ceiling, out in front, or towards the ground. Inhale, lift back up into Warrior 2. And for me personally, I need to scoop my back leg in as I prepare for Trikonasana, Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Exhale as you straighten through the front leg. Tick-tock the hips towards the back of the room as you inhale, reach forward. And exhale, arms to 6 and 12 once again, really pressing into the knife edge of that back foot. Finding a micro bend in your front knee. Really opening up through the chest here. You'll really want to feel this stretch in your outer left hip crease and your right hamstring. Take one more breath in. On the exhale, lift all the way up into a 5-pointed star. Adjust your feet to where both knife edges are parallel to the front and back of the room. And from here, we'll hinge from the hips, coming to a forward fold, a wide-legged forward fold. You can bring a block to your head if you have that on hand. Finding that engagement lifting up through the arches of your feet. Walking palms in line with the arches. Again, if your body allows, just really listen to where your body's at today, where your baby's at. On your next inhale, engage your core. You can bring your hands to your hips and lift up back into a 5-pointed star. And from here, we're going to come into Warrior Two towards the back edge of the mat. So rotate your front left foot, bending through that front knee. Arms reach towards the front and back of the room, pressing into the knife edge of that back foot. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Again, arms to 6 and 12. Use a bit of resistance between your bottom elbow and your bent leg. You can reach your top arm towards the back of the room or towards the sky here. Encourage you to find a focal point wherever your gaze lands. Exhale, come back into Warrior Two. Arms reach to the front and back of the room. Walk that back foot in just a bit. Exhale, straighten the front knee. Tick-tock the hips towards the front of the room now. Inhale, reach your torso forward. And exhale, Utthita Trikonasana on the other side, triangle pose. The goal isn't to come down all the way to the ground, because we're really wanting to find length through both side bodies continually here. Micro bend in that front knee. And on your next exhale, engage your core, lift back up into a 5-pointed star. This time you'll rotate your toes to be pointing towards the front corners, each corner of your mat. From here, going to exhale, coming to goddess pose. Really finding a flat back, doing your best to sink your weight back into your heels. Imagine you are leaning against a wall here. It can be a bit tricky, but really engage through, lift up through the pelvic floor, engaging your low belly. If your body and your practice allow, go ahead and lift your right heel and lower. Lift your left heel and lower. And again, if your body and practice allows, lift both. I'm a little off balance today because I'm not feeling well, I think. Lift both heels. Awesome. Exhale. Go ahead and bring your palms right above your knee and dip one shoulder in. Come to center. Dip the other shoulder in. Encourage you to look down at your toes. I just found myself gripping in my toes. You want to make sure that your weight is distributed evenly throughout your foot. And once you made that even, go ahead and lift back up into a 5-pointed star. You can come to the front of your mat or towards the middle of your mat. We're going to start off here in mountain pose, Tadasana, palms shining forward. Slight lift in your kneecaps to engage your quads. Just finding a centering here. You can put your hands on your belly to connect with your baby. And depending on where you're at within your pregnancy, I know the later you get, the more tricky it can become to bring your legs together. Again, if you do have a block, you can bring that between your thighs here. As we exhale, we'll sink our weight back into our heels, coming to chair pose. It can be a bit challenging. This really allows us to hug everything in here, engaging through the pelvic floor. Utkatasana is something that allows our mind and our bodies to be pushed to the limit. Arms reach overhead, biceps towards your ears. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little lower. Inhale. And exhale, come back into Tadasana, mountain pose. From here, we'll slightly heel toe our feet towards the corner edges of our mat, having our toes slightly spilling off of the mat. We'll engage our core, bring our palms together, or you can use your hands as a bit of a stabilizer as we come down into Malasana, yogic squat. This allows our hips to become a bit more open, our pelvis. This is a wonderful pose as we prepare for birth. You'll use a bit of resistance to squeeze your elbows into your knees and vice versa. Find a slight tuck of the chin to find length in the back of the neck. And once you're ready, use your hands to catch yourself as you come into a seated position. For this next beat, you can use a block between your thighs if your body allows, if you have one, just whatever your practice is calling for today. Slowly lower onto your back with your knees towards the sky. As we prepare for bridge pose, you'll slightly walk your heels towards your sits bones. And you have the option here. You can hold bridge or you can go up and down with me with our breath. So as we exhale, we're going to engage our glutes, engage our core, our pelvic floor. As we exhale, lift towards the sky. Let's hold it for 1 breath in. And exhale, lower. This time on the inhale, we'll lift towards the sky, shins reaching towards the front of the mat. And lower. Let's do 3 more like that. Inhale, lift, engaging your pelvic floor, your glutes. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. I encourage you to keep your gaze towards the sky to protect your neck. Exhale, lower. And last one, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Awesome. From here, you can windshield wiper your knees back and forth. I know this is one of my favorites to do, especially right now. I'm 21 weeks, almost 22 weeks, and I'm finding a lot of tightness and pain in my low back. And this is definitely one that helps. Really pressing into my sacrum. And once you're ready, we're not going to stay on our backs for too long here, but once you're ready, go ahead and lift your right foot towards the sky. You can point your toes or have them flexed. And as you exhale, flex your toes and bring your right ankle over top of your left knee as we come to a figure 4. You'll interlace your fingertips behind your left knee, and you can use your elbow, your right elbow, pressing into your right leg for a bit of resistance here. Find engagement through both feet to protect your knee joints. And as you breathe, send breath to the outer right glute. Let's take 2 more breaths together here. On the exhale, lower both knees towards the sky. You can lift your left leg towards the sky, pointing and flexing your foot for a couple breaths here. And once you're ready, inhale, flex your left toes, and exhale, bring your left ankle across your right knee. Again, you can interlace your fingertips behind your right thigh. Using a bit of resistance, that left elbow against the left knee or thigh. Engaging through both feet here. Let's take 2 more breaths together. Awesome. Bring both soles of the feet to the ground. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth once again. Beautiful. And come to a fetal position on whichever side feels most comfortable. Using your bottom arm as a bit of a pillow. You can rest your right or your top arm on your belly or on the ground. Let's find a few moments of stillness before we end the practice. I encourage you to send love and gratitude towards your body, not only for carrying yourself through this practice, but for growing a human, for carrying yourself and a human throughout day to day. I know some days can feel more challenging than others. Some days you may have more energy than others. Just recognizing and allowing those ebb and flows. And again, even if you're not an expecting mother or you haven't had a child, thank your body for where it's at today. Thank your mind for pushing yourself, whether it was difficult or not, but just showing up on the mat today. I know that can be a really difficult thing some days, depending on how we're feeling physically and mentally. I'm proud of you. Go ahead and repeat after me. If you'd like, you can say it aloud or in your head. Take an inhale. I love my body and my mind. I am grateful for the ways that I'm able to move. I am in awe of watching myself grow and expand. And let's take one more inhale together to really seal in the practice. Exhale, let any resistance go. Once you're ready, there's absolutely no rush. Use your top arm to press yourself back up into a seat. Come back to the seated position that we began in. Bring your palms together at heart center, Anjali Mudra. On an inhale, bring your thumbs up to third eye. And exhale, I bow in reverence to you and to this practice. Om Shanti 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 Om. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for joining today. I really appreciate you sacrificing some of your time throughout today, but I wouldn't even say a sacrifice. I think that this is something that it is a gift to not only me, but to supporting my videos, but to you as well, to your body and to your baby. If you have questions, comments, or feedback, please go ahead and comment down below or reach out to me directly. I hope to see you again next practice. And I encourage you to come back to this video as your body calls for. I will be making more as I proceed in my own journey of pregnancy. Again, I really appreciate you sharing your time with me and allowing me to guide you through today's practice. Thank you.